So, you want to get a girlfriend. You've been told that to get a girlfriend, you must have pickup lines, muscles, and be tall, when actually, you just have to be tall. Joke aside, why do you think it's so easy to flirt with someone you don't like and impossible to act normal around those who interest you? The answer is just logical, just like getting a girlfriend. First, why do we want a girlfriend? Well, it depends on your age, but let's start with receiving affection. We all want that, right? Being somewhat special to someone, or maybe you just want to know how it feels to actually have your first girlfriend. And I mean, it would be nice if your parents stopped speculating about your sexuality too. Anyways, the problem is that most advice on the internet is just treating getting a girlfriend as some kind of game where you need to push the right buttons to magically get to the finish line. Say those words or do this and do that. It's not that learning a bit of social cues isn't helpful, but let's get to the chase now. What if you want a girlfriend because you like a girl and you want to get close to her? You really like that girl. She's incredible, different from any girl, a goddess among mortals. Well, that's the problem. Most men view women as mystical creatures from the enchanted forest, or like some kind of alien, godlike alien, like the ones who helped build the pyramids, or the drooling one with dreadlocks, if that's more your type. The point is, putting other people on a pedestal is really, really not a good idea. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret that might blow your mind. Girls are human, just like you. They poop, they burp, they smell bad sometimes. They're just like everyone else. They may be just more sneaky about it, but every bizarre thought you've had, they've had it too. Idolizing girls isn't just unrealistic. It's downright unhelpful. Also, no one is romantically interested in a groupie. Why? Because if you know someone thinks very highly of you, you wouldn't want to be yourself around them, would you? Nobody wants to live their life feeling like they're always on stage, especially not in their personal relationships. And I mean, we also idolize the idea of relationships most of the time. People already have an idea of what they want to experience, how they want things to go. When you idolize someone or something, you're not seeing them for who they really are. You're seeing them through a lens, polished by your desires and expectations, high ones, unrealistic ones, which leads you to unconsciously try to control things, trying to steer to a specific result, which is absolutely not what having a partner is all about. So what's the solution? How can you normalize the way you view women? By changing the things you hold as true in your box of truths. So go ahead and watch this video to know what I'm talking about. Most people don't want an easy and guaranteed love. No mysteries, no butterflies, just something that is given. Why is that? Well, because there's a problem. Most people's desire for romance and love comes from something totally different than romance and love. Most people consciously like romance because of the thrill and emotions that come with it. Even though they think they are not really interested in who the other person is. They are more interested in what they are feeling. Why do you think it's so common to like girls that don't like you back and to not like girls that do like you back? Because this version of romance that people have is only interesting if it's a challenge, and that's why everything falls apart. There is a difference between wanting a girlfriend because you want to build a real and deep relationship and wanting a girlfriend just because you like falling in love, aka the emotions and thrills I mentioned before. Being aware of which one of those driving motivations is yours is crucial. Being unaware of that difference is a common thing when we are teenage boys. At that age, it feels like you could fall in love faster than your grandma on the mobility scooter at the supermarket sale. So why do you do that? Because of social pressure, internal pressure, and the final boss of teenage years, hormones. You need to understand that as a boy, you're not in full control of what you think and feel. So I suggest not being a hormone puppet and switching to logic mode. One element is also really important to take into account: your age. If you are a teenager, chances are the other girls your age will be interested in older guys, maybe like 3 years older. And that's because girls are attracted to maturity and boys are really immature as teenagers. And because I don't think it's a good idea to try to mature fast for girls or to get a girlfriend, I would suggest just enjoying your youth with your friends and not worrying so much about girls. Oh, and contrary to popular belief, having a girlfriend is kind of like having a super cool best friend who you get to do extra stuff with. Nothing more complex than that. Keeping that in mind will help you act normal around girls, which, believe it or not, is a massive struggle for a lot of guys. Now, apart from idolizing girls, there is another really common problem boys have, and it's that they're pushy, a bit obsessive. Why are they like this? Because boys are too sensitive, too much in love, too romantic. They care too much. Society would hate me for saying this, but you have to stop caring so much. Not only should you stop idolizing girls, but you should stop idolizing relationships in general. Idolizing means you think of something as greater than you, which leads you to care too much, which leads you to be an intense, dependent little creature. In a fantasy world, this would be okay. In the real one, you will suffer for being like this. Even if society tells you that being sensitive is good, the same society will make you understand the price you have to pay for being vulnerable, or just find the perfect girl that never makes mistakes and never takes advantage of your intentionally open weaknesses, which will never happen because there is no perfect girl. Because girls are human, just like you. Don't get me wrong, relationships can be the best thing in the world, but it should not be a never-ending priority over yourself. You are the center of your world. Do not go to the extreme of always trading your self-respect and self-love for the affection of another. If chasing what you want means losing who you are, then you've got to ask yourself, was it really worth it? Respect your own boundaries, have high standards, and do not throw away what makes you, you. At the end of the day, your decisions are a gift to your future self. So be sure to treat yourself the way you would treat that girl that you idolize so much. With that out of the way, if your true aim is to find a deep, meaningful relationship, how do you get a girlfriend? Well, it's not actually about getting a girlfriend. It's more about wanting to know her as a person. That should be your goal. Be interested in what she likes, what she doesn't like, her favorite things to see, to eat, what dreams light up her eyes, and what fears keep her up at night. Having this mentality will grant you a lot of things. Not only will it help her like you more, because people love to feel important, but also because that way you can know if you actually like her beyond just the superficial. Also, thinking with this goal in mind will be much better than if your goal was just, I want her to be my girlfriend. So choosing to adopt the mentality of wanting to know her will make you act more interesting and genuine with girls. The best relationships start where you least expect them, somewhere between a hello and a shared glance. Relationships aren't about keeping someone on a pedestal. They're about working side by side. Let relationships unfold naturally. Focus on building something real, not something ideal. When you stop chasing the fantasy and start appreciating the reality, that's when the magic truly happens. And trust me, it's way more exciting than any alien pyramid builder could ever promise.